So there's a few things that help reduce burnout, and the biggest one is the trust that someone has my back, right? And this is, I think, one of the things we didn't expect when we had remote work, which is that burnout was going to happen a lot higher, because I'm working all the time now, and the barriers are breaking down as to when I stop working and when I'm not working. We don't have that work-life separation, that the separation of church and state as clearly anymore. Like, the boundaries are very difficult. And then when we talk about people establishing boundaries, sometimes they can come across as aggressive, like that's crossing my boundary, and missing the fact that we're a team here and these boundaries are difficult and fuzzy. And so one of the biggest helpers to reduce burnout is one, relationships. Make sure you have somebody who you can go to and say, I'm struggling, I'm having a hard day, I'm fed up, I'm mad, I hate this, screw this job. Venting is healthy. And we don't really get to vent much when we're in a fully online way, because we and especially during the pandemic, we saw this, which is we used to go to work, then go meet our friends for drinks or dinner after work and vent. Very healthy, right? Then what happened when we went into the pandemic, which is we go to work and then that's it. Nothing, no way to get the stress out. So that's number one, please, relationships. The other one is learning how to prioritize me time. And it's more simple than you think. Like, we often put things in our calendars that, though we put them in our calendar, they're not fixed. For example, you want to go work out, right? And you put in your calendar from 3 to 4 p.m. I'm going to work out. And then somebody says, hey, can you meet at 4 p.m.? And the first thing you do is cut it out, right? So what I do is I actually put an hour a week. I'll put and it's called creative time or me time, and I treat it like it's a meeting. Right? So when somebody says to me, can you meet at 2 to 3 on Thursday? And I look at my calendar and it says creative time. I say, sorry, I have a conflict. Can I meet you on Friday in the morning? Now, of course, there are always sometimes emergencies that those spaces get filled, but I've become very protective of these little recharge moments where I will not put any meetings in there, and I can choose to do with those creative spaces what I want. I can do creative work, or sometimes I can catch up on things that I'm struggling to catch up on. The point is I get to dictate what happens in that time. And the most important thing is to be super protective of them. You don't need a lot of them, but you do need them.